Hey there, friends. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there in the first place? Or maybe you've struggled to remember the name of a dear friend you've known for years, and it left you feeling a bit worried or embarrassed? If you're over 60, 70, or even 80, here's something that might catch your attention. Forgetting things more often could be a sign that your brain needs a little extra care. And if you don't take steps to support your memory now, it might get harder to keep up with the things that matter most, like remembering your grandkids' birthdays, staying sharp during conversations, or even feeling confident in your daily life. But what if I told you there are three easy habits that can help boost your memory and reduce the risk of forgetfulness? Stick with me because I'm going to share exactly what those habits are so you can keep your mind sharp and feel more in control every day. Today, we're diving into something that can make a real difference for your mental clarity, especially if you've been noticing more forgetfulness lately. I'll walk you through three simple habits that can help boost your memory, reduce the risk of forgetfulness, and keep your brain healthy as you age. We'll go through each one step by step so you'll know exactly what to do, why it works, and how it can help you stay confident and connected in your golden years. Plus, I'll share some real life stories from people just like you, along with easy tips to make these habits a part of your routine. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's get started on this journey to a sharper mind together. We're going to break this down into three easy habits that can help boost your memory and reduce forgetfulness. And I'll explain each one in a way that's simple to understand and apply. Let's start with the first habit: staying mentally active with brain-boosting activities to keep your mind sharp. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I'm not a kid anymore. I don't need to be doing schoolwork or solving math problems. And you're right, you don't have to do anything too complicated. This is about fun, engaging activities that challenge your brain in a gentle way, like doing a crossword puzzle, playing a card game, or even learning something new. Why does this matter for seniors like us? As we age, our brains can start to slow down if we don't keep them active, and that can lead to forgetfulness or even a higher risk of conditions like dementia. A study from the University of California found that older adults who regularly engaged in mentally stimulating activities like puzzles or reading had a 15% lower risk of memory decline over 5 years, because these activities help build new connections in the brain and keep it strong. Let me tell you about Betty, a 74-year-old from Florida. Betty used to feel frustrated because she'd forget where she parked her car at the grocery store, and it made her worry about losing her independence. She felt embarrassed when she couldn't remember things during conversations with her friends, and she started to pull back from social events because of it. But then she decided to try some brain-boosting activities. Every morning, she'd spend 15 minutes doing a crossword puzzle from the newspaper while sipping her coffee. It became her little ritual. She also started playing card games like bridge with her neighbors once a week, which she found so much fun. At first, she thought, this is just a game. How can it help my memory? But after a few months, Betty noticed she wasn't forgetting things as often, and she could recall her shopping list without writing it down. She even started hosting game nights at her house. And she told me, I feel so much more confident now. I'm not as worried about forgetting things, and I love spending time with my friends again. So, how can you start with this habit? It's really easy. Set aside 15 minutes each day for a brain-boosting activity. You can try a crossword puzzle, a Sudoku game, or even read a chapter of a book you enjoy. If you like social activities, invite a friend over for a card game, or join a local group that plays games like bridge or bingo. The key is to pick something you enjoy so it doesn't feel like a chore, and your brain will thank you for the workout. Now that you've got some brain-boosting activities to keep your mind active, let's move on to the second habit: eating brain-healthy foods to nourish your memory from the inside out. You might be wondering, what does food have to do with my memory? I thought that was just about my brain. Well, here's the thing. What you eat plays a big role in how well your brain works, especially as we get older. When we're over 60, our brains need extra nutrients to stay healthy, and certain foods can help protect your memory and reduce the risk of forgetfulness. Some of the best brain-healthy foods are ones you might already have in your kitchen, like berries such as blueberries and strawberries, leafy greens like spinach or kale, and nuts like walnuts or almonds. These foods are packed with antioxidants, vitamins, and healthy fats that support brain health. A study from Harvard Medical School found that older adults who ate more berries had a 20% lower risk of memory decline because the antioxidants in berries help reduce inflammation and protect brain cells from damage. Let me share a story about George, a 69-year-old from the UK. George used to struggle to remember his appointments, and it made him feel anxious. He'd miss doctor's visits or forget to call his daughter on her birthday, which left him feeling guilty. He worried that his forgetfulness might be a sign of something more serious, like dementia, and it started to affect his confidence. But then he learned about brain-healthy foods from his doctor, and he decided to make some changes. He started adding a handful of blueberries to his morning oatmeal, having a spinach salad with lunch a few times a week, and snacking on a small handful of walnuts in the afternoon. He also switched to using olive oil instead of butter when cooking, because olive oil is great for brain health too. At first, he wasn't sure if it would make a difference, but after a couple of months, George noticed he was remembering things more easily. He didn't miss any more appointments, and he even remembered his daughter's birthday without a reminder. He told me, "I feel so much more in control now. I didn't realize how much my diet could help my brain, and I'm so glad I made these changes." So how can you add these brain-healthy foods to your meals? It's really simple. Try starting your day with a bowl of oatmeal, topped with a handful of blueberries or strawberries. They're sweet and delicious, and they'll give your brain a great start. For lunch or dinner, add some leafy greens like spinach or kale to your plate. You can toss them into a salad with a little olive oil and lemon, or sauté them as a side dish. And keep a small bag of walnuts or almonds in your pantry for a quick snack. Just a handful a day is all you need. These foods will nourish your brain, help protect your memory, and reduce the risk of forgetfulness over time. With your brain staying active and well-nourished, let's take it a step further with the third habit: getting enough sleep and managing stress to support your memory and mental clarity. You might be thinking, I already try to sleep well. What does that have to do with my memory? Well, here's the thing. Sleep and stress play a huge role in how well your brain functions, especially as we age. When we're over 60, our brains need good quality sleep to process memories and clear out toxins that can build up over time. Stress, on the other hand, can make it harder to focus and remember things because it floods your brain with hormones like cortisol that can interfere with memory. A study from the National Institute on Aging found that older adults who got 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night had a 30% lower risk of memory problems because sleep helps your brain consolidate memories and stay sharp. Dr. Emily Rogers, a neurologist at Johns Hopkins, once said, "Sleep is like a reset button for your brain. It's one of the best things you can do for your memory, especially as you age." Let me tell you about Margaret, an 82-year-old from California. Margaret used to feel scattered because she'd forget where she put her glasses or what she needed at the store, and it made her worry about her memory. She also noticed she wasn't sleeping well. She'd stay up late worrying about her family, and she'd wake up feeling tired and foggy. It got to the point where she felt too overwhelmed to keep up with her daily routine, and she started to pull back from activities she loved, like her weekly knitting group. But then she learned about the importance of sleep and stress management from her doctor, and she decided to make some changes. She started going to bed at the same time every night, around 10 p.m., and created a relaxing bedtime routine. She'd turn off the TV, sip a cup of chamomile tea, and read a few pages of a lighthearted book. To manage her stress, she began doing a simple 5-minute breathing exercise each morning. She'd sit quietly, close her eyes, and take slow, deep breaths, focusing on letting go of her worries. After a few weeks, Margaret noticed she was sleeping better and her mind felt clearer. She wasn't forgetting things as often, and she could keep up with her knitting group again. She told me, "I feel so much more at peace now. I didn't realize how much my sleep and stress were affecting my memory, and I'm so glad I made these changes. So, how can you improve your sleep and manage stress? It's easier than you think. First, try to create a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night and create a relaxing bedtime routine. Turn off screens an hour before bed, sip a warm drink like herbal tea, and do something calming like reading or listening to soft music. To manage stress, try a simple breathing exercise. Sit in a quiet spot, close your eyes, and take 5 slow, deep breaths, inhaling for 4 seconds and exhaling for 4 seconds. You can do this in the morning or whenever you feel overwhelmed. These habits will help your brain rest, recharge, and stay sharp so you can remember the things that matter most. Now that you've got these 3 habits in your toolbox, let's talk about a bonus tip that can tie it all together. Staying consistent with these habits to see long-term results. I know, consistency might sound a bit boring, but it's the key to making these changes really work for you. Why does consistency matter for seniors like us? When you stick to a routine, your brain starts to adapt. And those small changes, like staying mentally active, eating brain-healthy foods, and getting good sleep, start to add up over time. A study from the Journal of Aging Research found that older adults who followed a consistent brain health routine for 6 months saw a 25% improvement in memory scores compared to those who only did these things once in a while. Consistency helps your brain build new connections, reduces the risk of forgetfulness, and keeps your mind sharp so you can keep up with your daily life without worry. Let me share a story about David, a 77-year-old from Texas. David used to feel frustrated because he'd forget important dates, like his anniversary or his grandson's soccer games, and it made him feel like he was letting his family down. He'd try doing puzzles or eating better for a few days, but then he'd skip a few days because he didn't have a plan and he felt like he wasn't making any progress. He started to worry that his memory would just keep getting worse, and it made him anxious about the future. But then he decided to get serious about consistency. He set a daily schedule. Every morning at 9 a.m., he'd do a crossword puzzle for 15 minutes while having his coffee. For breakfast, he'd have oatmeal with blueberries and walnuts, sticking to his brain-healthy foods. At night, he'd go to bed at 10 p.m. after a relaxing routine of reading and sipping chamomile tea. He even set a reminder on his phone to keep himself on track, and he kept a little notebook where he'd write down how he felt each day. After 6 weeks, David noticed he was remembering things more easily. He didn't miss his anniversary, and he even remembered his grandson's game without a reminder. He told me, "Having a routine gave me something to stick to. I feel so much more confident now, and I'm not as worried about my memory anymore." So, how can you stay consistent? Pick a time each day that works for you. Maybe right after breakfast for your brain-boosting activity, or after dinner for your bedtime routine. Set a reminder on your phone, or put a sticky note on your fridge to help you remember. And don't worry if you miss a day, just get back to it the next day. The key is to make these habits a regular part of your life so they become second nature and your brain will thank you for it. Let's take a moment to recap everything we've covered today. We've talked about 3 easy habits to help boost your memory and reduce the risk of forgetfulness, plus a bonus tip to make them work even better. First, we looked at staying mentally active with brain-boosting activities like puzzles or card games to keep your mind sharp and reduce memory decline. Then we talked about eating brain-healthy foods like berries, leafy greens, and nuts to nourish your brain and protect your memory from the inside out. Next, we explored getting enough sleep and managing stress with a consistent sleep schedule and simple breathing exercises to help your brain rest and stay clear. And finally, we discussed the importance of staying consistent with these habits because a regular routine can help you see lasting results and keep your mind sharp over time. Together, these habits can help you boost your memory, reduce forgetfulness, and feel more confident in your daily life. Whether you're remembering your grandkids' birthdays, keeping up with conversations, or just feeling more in control of your mind. I know dealing with forgetfulness can feel frustrating, especially when it makes you worry about losing your independence, or missing out on the things you love, like chatting with friends, keeping up with family events, or just feeling sharp and present every day. But you don't have to do it all at once, and you don't have to be perfect. Start small. Maybe try a crossword puzzle tomorrow morning, or add some blueberries to your breakfast this week. The key is to take that first step, because you deserve to feel confident, connected, and full of clarity, no matter your age. As Dr. Emily Rogers from Johns Hopkins said, your brain can keep growing and adapting at any age. It's never too late to start taking care of your memory. So, let's make a promise to ourselves to try at least one of these habits this week and keep going, one day at a time. You've got this, and I'm cheering you on every step of the way. If you found this video helpful, I'd love for you to give it a like and subscribe for more health tips just for seniors. Your support means the world, and it helps us share more advice to help you live your best life. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. What's one habit you're excited to try? Maybe you're ready to start doing puzzles, or you're going to add some walnuts to your diet, or perhaps you're looking forward to improving your sleep. Let me know. I read every comment, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts. For more tips on staying healthy and vibrant after 60, check out our video on 3 simple secrets to ease joint pain and move freely again. Stay sharp, stay positive, and take care of yourself every single day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.